Hey everyone, my name is Emily and I make content all about sustainability, slow fashion, and self-development on my own blog as well at mbrewer.com. And today I want to talk to you about 5 things that I no longer buy and their single-use alternatives to each product. So the first product I want to talk to you about are cotton swabs. Now, cotton swabs were one of the first products I decided to ditch when I decided to adopt a more sustainable lifestyle. And that's because every time I would go to the grocery store and I'd pick up the box of cotton swabs, I always pictured them immediately in the garbage. And I always felt bad paying for them, and it just didn't make sense to me anymore. So I ditched them, didn't really know how I would replace them, but I knew that it wasn't no longer something that I wanted to buy. And that's obviously for many reasons, from ocean pollution to all the waste that is created in production of making these swabs and getting them delivered to stores. So that's when I found the company LastSwab to make these LastSwabs, which are reusable cotton swabs. So they come in a plastic case, and I bought 2 different ones. So they have a makeup one, and now the makeup one has a little pointed tip along with a more rounded tip, so that you can really get in there with your makeup and make sure it's precise. And then it's a plastic center with some like silicone plastic edges. They're really soft and flexible, and they're really easy to clean, and I'll show you how I clean those. And then I also got a more traditional one that they sell, which is more similar to actual cotton swabs. So the more traditional one also comes in a similar plastic case that you can store it in and let it dry in once you're done cleaning it, and it has the same edges on both sides, and it has a more like bumpy texture on each side so that it can get in and grab whatever you'd like. When it comes to cleaning your ears or applying medication to any spots on your body or doing any little nitpicky kind of cleaning, they work just as well as your regular cotton swab. And now I understand why you probably still want single-use cotton swabs for more medical grade use, but these are perfect for just you at home. And all of these products will be linked down below in case you're interested in it. And especially for the LastSwab, they actually make some really cool other products like the Last Tissue and the Last Makeup Wipe, so you can definitely recommend checking that out. And I'll also include a little article that they have about the environmental impact of single-use products that you'll probably find really interesting. So the second product that I want to talk about are disposable cotton rounds or pads, and those are typically used for removing your makeup at night, applying toners or products like all over your face, or removing nail polish, those sort of things. So similar to the cotton swabs, cotton rounds are again just adding to that single-use pollution and adding to the landfill waste along with production of getting them to the stores. So I have opted for reusable cotton rounds. So I was lucky enough to receive my first reusable cotton swabs as a gift, but they're not too difficult to come by. A lot of different companies make an alternative to cotton rounds, and there's a ton of different sellers on Etsy that also sell them. So I'll show you the first ones that I got. I have these reusable cotton ones that I got as a gift. They're from a company called Oko Creations. And then I decided to go on Etsy. Not that there's anything wrong with those ones, they worked perfectly well, but I wanted to buy a lot more. So I went on Etsy and I found a seller that was selling 100% organic bamboo reusable rounds, and they're really soft. They're a little square shape, and they do the job just as well as a disposable cotton round. And they're so easy to clean. Because I have so many, it impacts my life in no other way than a disposable one did. I wipe my face, throw it in the garbage. This one, I wipe my face and I throw it into a laundry bag. So here is the mesh laundry bag. I have some that I've already been using in there, and it's so easy. You just throw in your cotton round, tighten it up, tie it around, throw it in with the rest of your towels. And it's so simple, I don't know why you would ever want to buy disposable ones again. So the third item on the list are makeup remover wipes. Now, I know that this is probably the most convenient item on the list that people love to use, because I know when you're really tired and late at night, you'd rather just wipe off all your makeup instead of going through that full 5-step skincare routine. They're not very good for your skin as they tug at your skin. They often contain a lot of fragrances that irritate your skin, and of course they're single use and ending up in the trash. So I stopped buying those a long time ago as well, just like the first 2 items I mentioned on this list. So to replace any makeup removing wipes, I found this company called Face Halo, who make these reusable makeup removing rounds. And they're this really soft, almost like a microfiber material, and all you have to do is get it soaked under the water and then rub it all over your face, and it magically does its work to get rid of all of your makeup. Now, the one tough thing I do notice is it doesn't get off my waterproof mascara, but it gets everything else off, and you have to do your double cleansing anyway to save your skin there. The Face Halo website even says that they replace up to 500 reusable makeup wipes. So the next item that I no longer buy is probably going to be one of the most controversial items on this list, and that is books. So I stopped buying books a long time ago, and that is because I'm not one of those people that likes to go back and reread books once I've fully read one. It just goes up on a shelf and collects dust. I totally understand the people who have the really aesthetic homes that are filled with beautiful bookshelves, but that's just not me. And I do still like to read though, so that's why I got a Kobo e-reader. Now, I also bought this because I can link it to the local library and just take out ebooks, quickly download it to my e-reader and start reading from there. No need to go buy a book and then have to find a spot for it later. So not only will switching to an e-reader save space on your shelves, it'll also help you lower your carbon footprint. There's a study done that compared the CO2 emissions of a popular ebook to regular books, and this study found that the amount of CO2 emissions that go into creating a single e-reader is the same amount that it takes to create 22.5 regular books. So the key takeaway here is that as long as you're reading more than 23 books on your e-reader, then your overall carbon footprint will be lower if you switch from reading regular books to an e-reader. So there's a lot to learn about e-readers. I'll link a few different videos down below so you can learn more about it. I'll also link the study where I found all that information down there too. Now, e-readers aren't completely void of any environmental impact. Of course, there is still emissions, like I mentioned, that they create as well in their production process. But when I look at all of these studies, I've concluded that they're the best option for me instead of continually collecting books. So the final item on my list is kind of a product in the gray area amongst zero waste individuals, and that is silicone baking cups. Now, some people in the zero waste community do prefer to use paper baking cups still because you can compost them, whereas the silicone ones are kind of more difficult to break down. So if you're someone like me who lives in an apartment, so I don't have my own yard to compost in, and I live in a city that doesn't have any municipal composting infrastructure, the paper cups will just end up in the garbage if I am someone who opts to use those. So I never felt very comfortable buying those, especially because they also usually come in plastic, and there's also those like tin foil sort of ones that come in plastic as well that all continually end up in the garbage. Unless you're someone who is lucky enough to have a composting system, then you can use paper and compost it. But when I was in the grocery store, I saw these reusable silicone baking cups, and I knew that they were something that would be perfect for my lifestyle. As someone who doesn't bake too often, I'm not baking and bringing a bunch to a school or to work where it would be difficult to collect those silicone cups. I'm just making it at home, so it's really easy to just recollect them, wash them, and reuse them. So the silicone cups fit perfectly into my regular baking pans. The product doesn't stick too much to them. They easily peel off the cupcake or the muffin, and they can be a little tricky to clean to get into all the crevices, but to me that is totally okay. It beats, again, buying the paper ones that I know in my lifestyle will still end up in the garbage. So those are the 5 products that I've decided to no longer buy. I'm always interested in learning about more sustainable options and alternatives to everyday use items, so feel free to comment below and give me any of your product recommendations. Again, I'll also include all the products I mentioned down below, and in the future I'll also be making some more videos about lifestyle, sustainability, and slow fashion, so please subscribe if that's something that you're interested in, and thank you for watching and have a good day.